Hello everyone, my name is Mike and I am the co-founder of the Wanda Pratnicka Center. Today I am going to answer the question almost everyone asks at some point, and that question is, why am I here? A lot of people think they need to find one special mission, like they were sent here to do one specific important thing. The real answer is much simpler, and it's the same for everyone. The purpose of life isn't a mission, it's about working through how we feel about people, places, and things. We're here on earth to start things, finish things, clean things up, let go of things, and bring balance into the whole game. And all of that connects back to how we understand God, or higher reality, or the universe. By the end, I am going to look at one strange and very freeing truth, and that truth is that you already belong to God, whether you know it or not. We come into this world to learn what it feels like to be certain things, by living them, not by reading about them. Different things like being naive, being a victim, being arrogant, being lazy, being a coward, or being a hero. We came to actually feel every side of these things, the good parts and also the hard parts. Some souls only need one hard experience to learn the lesson. And then it understands how painful it is to live without love and go straight back to God. Another soul might carry several hard traits at the same time. Even when it gets very, very heavy, or even sometimes too heavy, they often keep going instead of stopping. And here is an important thing: every person is working through their own unique set of lessons. Oftentimes we get so lost in our experiences that we forget who we really are underneath them. We forget where we come from, and the real point and important point is not to stay lost, but to remember. You are not your thoughts, and you are not your feelings. You are not your actions. You are not even your body, even though you live inside it. All of these are tools you are using for your experience. They are not the real you. What you really are is God living inside of you. And that is what you need to find out for yourself. No therapist, no priest, no parent, no friend or teacher can find it out for you. They can show you the way, but they can't walk the way for you. Wearing a body doesn't change what's underneath it, the same way a diving suit doesn't turn a diver into something other than a human. If he is in the suit, even underwater, it is still a human inside. In that same way, a soul stays a piece of God, even if it puts on a human body. The suit changes what you can do, but it doesn't change who you really are. Deep down, everyone already knows that God is everywhere. There's no place He isn't. We never really forget this. But over time, fear, laziness, or just convenience is leading a lot of people to believe a smaller idea instead. And that is that God sits far away on a cloud with a long beard and He is only watching. And that is not how that is. That perception treats God as separate from ourselves, from everything He made. And denying this connection is like standing on a busy highway with your eyes shut, telling yourself the cars aren't there. And yet the cars are still coming, whether you see them or not. Not looking doesn't make you safer. It just means you get hit by surprise instead of stepping out of the way. You belong to God and you depend on Him, whether you personally believe it or not. You can act like that's not true, But the problem is that you are then like that person standing blind on the highway. You will keep crushing into things you didn't see coming. Once you accept that connection, you open your eyes. The crashes stop. And steering your life means knowing where you are going and holding the wheel firmly yourself. A driver who doesn't know where they are headed usually crashes or drifts off the road. And exactly that same thing happens to a driver who hands the wheel to someone else just because he has the illusion that this is going to be easier. And then they blame fate for it. And life works exactly that same way. Everyone wants the same basic thing, and that is love, respect, safety, and, very important, a sense of meaning. Even though people go about getting them in very different ways and end up in very different places. There are people who have everything and are still miserable. There are people who have almost nothing and they are genuinely happy. We do not have to walk alone, but remember, no one can walk our path for us. Someone can always stay by your side. Someone can support you and point you in a good direction, but you still have to walk your own road. You have your path, and people close to you have theirs too. And believing someone else can live your life for you leaves you stuck and helpless. This is a false idea, and it makes people lose their own sense of direction. Many people avoid spiritual growth because they very wrongly believe it means losing everything and living with less. This fear comes also from another false idea that spiritual growth and good life can't exist together. And therefore you can have a rich, beautiful life and grow spiritually at the same time. These are not opposites. God filled our world with beauty. He wouldn't have done that if he wanted people to have nothing. And therefore, growing spiritually doesn't mean giving up everything good. It means fixing the wrong belief that says you can't have both. Some people say that only death is fair. That is not true. If it were true, a good, honest person would always find peace, but that doesn't happen always. Sometimes a good person still feels lost or hurt. The real problem here isn't unfairness. The real problem is a wrong belief hiding inside them. It is possible that we sometimes want two opposite things at once. For example, to be sick and to be healthy at the same time. Most of the time we don't even realize it. Sometimes a problem stays around for a long time, and often that problem is quietly giving the person something they need. Maybe this is attention, maybe an excuse, maybe sympathy, maybe the will or the desire to break from responsibility. People don't choose this on purpose. It just happens without them noticing because they were in the first place not conscious of that problem. Sometimes a struggle gives us more than it costs us, and when that happens, nothing changes. The only way out is wanting change more than we want the hidden benefit. No one else can make this choice for us, not a therapist, not a parent, and not anyone else. And the struggles that keep coming back aren't bad luck. They come from something inside us that hasn't been dealt with yet. Some struggles keep coming back. This isn't bad luck. That dynamics works like a magnet. It pulls in more of the same trouble again and again. And this keeps happening until we finally see the real cause. If we decide to hold onto it now, we'll have to let go of it one way or another. If we don't let go ourselves, it will keep its grip on us even after this life ends. And then we carry the same weight for even longer. It is so much better to put it down now, while we still have the choice. We didn't come here to cleverly deal with life. We come here to actually live it. And looking for easy ways to avoid experience misses the whole point of being here. And the faster we notice what we are really doing, the faster we can overcome it and change it. Everything can be changed. Nothing is fixed forever. And once you see the pattern clearly, it loses its power over you. Whatever we have talked about today points to one very simple and freeing idea. You are not lost. You haven't looked in the right direction yet. You are not your body. You are not your struggles. And you are definitely not your mistakes. Underneath all of that is just something that was never broken. One more important thing. None of this asks you to change your whole life overnight. It only asks you to remember who you really are a little more and more each day. That's the real reason we are here. Not to travel somewhere far away, just to wake up to what was always true. Okay, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I am going to give you a new one in 2 weeks, and I wish you to stay perfect. Until then, bye-bye.